Yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share to any and everyone that you can. Just get out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. The Boston Celtics signed former Raptors big Chris Boucher yesterday, and I wanted to talk about it and give you an overview of the player. So let's get into it. Chris Boucher is a 6'9", 32-year-old big that has spent the last 7 seasons with the Toronto Raptors. Last year, he had his second best season of his career, averaging 10 points and 4.5 rebounds a game in only 17 minutes. I've always liked Boucher and thought that he was someone that the Celtics should target. I would say the signing surprised me solely because of the direction the Celtics seem to be going in. Without Tatum, plus the trades of Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis, the team will be worse this year and won't be a true contender on paper. And signing someone like Boucher in somewhat of a gap year where the team isn't contention worthy like normal does raise eyebrows. But even if he adds wins to a team that some fans believe should obtain the highest lottery odds possible, there's still some value in that. Boucher is worth more than a 1-year minimum, so another team could see his production outweighing his cheap price tag and give us assets for him. But now, let's really get into the player. On offense, Boucher can really be an efficient player. He shot 63% from 2-point range and 36% from 3 last season. He is adept at cutting and finishing in the paint, in large part due to his athleticism and freakishly long arms, as he shot 72% in the restricted area last season. He is also someone that can put the ball on the floor and attack closeouts when we need, but he really knows his role and won't hijack possessions. He rarely isos, and all of his play styles are things we need our role players to do. From behind the arc, Chris Boucher was very solid last season. Again, he shot 36% from 3, but I noticed a trend over his career. He's only a 34% shooter for his career, but the 2 seasons that he's attempted over 3 threes a game are his highest percentage seasons, being last season and 38% in 2021. Furthermore, he shot 38% on catch and shoots last year and loved the left corner where he shot 42% from. I am very confident that playing with better players and in a system where threes are welcome more than anywhere else, that Boucher will continue to shoot it well. Another really big part of Boucher's game is his offensive rebounding. He was legit one of the best per minute offensive rebounders in the league, and we know how much the Celtics love extra possessions. The C's have viewed corner crashes as winning plays for so many years now, and Boucher's timing on the glass plus those long arms make for someone who can really add to our team in that aspect. On defense, Boucher is best as a help side defensive playmaker, and I think a lot of it is due to his frame. His frame allows him to cover so much ground as a defender, being able to block a number of threes and come over from the opposite side of the paint and impact an attempt. He's also able to effectively guard 2 people off the ball for a little bit in sink and field situations, reading where the pass is going and getting his hands on it. Being slight and lanky does limit his effectiveness in the post though, as guys who are stronger than him can go through his chest and try to finish over his length. He's not someone who I am comfortable switching everything with, but he does show flashes of being able to stay with some pretty quick ball handlers. Alright, so as I said earlier, his length and his frame allows him to come from the opposite side of the paint to contest shots at the rim. So you see him in the corner guarding the Martin brother. You see how he's tiptoeing in and out of the paint. He sees that drum and rolls. He steps in just to make sure he's not getting overlooked. He comes right back out and he sees as soon as Tyrese Maxey makes this spin move and he's trying to get down here, he comes over and completely swats his ball there. And I talked about his effectiveness and him essentially being able to guard 2 people off the ball in sink and field situations with his length and just how much ground he can take up with his body. So when somebody drives, right, when the defense collapses, there's a lot of sink and field happening. So when someone drives, somebody's going to sink down and their teammate fills and guards their man. So his teammate here, Jonathan Mobo, is coming off the corner to try to stop this drive. So he's supposed to sink down to Kelly Oubre, and then is this Roden? I think this is Jared Roden. He's supposed to field to Kyle Lowry, and they just keep doing the same thing. But what he's able to do, right, he's able to like play kind of free safety in between these 2 guys. So he's gonna go down to Kelly Oubre. So Reggie Jackson thinks that he's going to Oubre, then he's able to read the eyes of the passer and quickly stop and get the steal. To make sure y'all take your shoes off before y'all come to the house. Hope y'all doing good. And of course, I talked about his 3-point shooting and his size, and of course the freakishly long arms allows him to shoot over like some pretty tall wings and some pretty tall bigs. This game, I looked at this game and the Celtics game. This game, I believe he had a 22-point double-double. He had 5 threes in this game, and he was shooting over Evan Mobley, and of course George Niang, the guy who he's replacing. He had a couple plays on him in this game. So here they have him as the goal screener. He's gonna set it, and again he's able to shoot over length because he has length, and he hits a 3 over Evan Mobley. And of course he's not gonna be draining 5 threes a lot of games, but this just shows that like he knows how to move off the ball. He can hit some shots even over some big contesters. And here we got a good flare screen by Jacoby Walters, sealing off Ty Jerome, and he gets another 3 over Niang. All right, so impressive sequence here by Chris Boucher. We talked about the offensive rebound and him being one of the best per minute offensive rebounders in the league. Gets the rebound over Evan Mobley. You see the reaction of Evan Mobley, but you could just see like how long his arms are. It just doesn't make sense. Right here on this putback, like he's falling down, but his arms allow him to get the ball up as he's falling down over Evan Mobley, and he gets the putback attempt. And then we go down on defense. There is something on defense where he does like to bite at pump fakes. Again, he is athletic, he has long arms, so he thinks he can block almost everything. But on the perimeter here, he does a nice job staying down on a pump fake and guarding George Niang and getting the block at the end of the quarter. And in the defensive portion of this, I said I wouldn't really want him switching to everything, but this is one of those times where he showed that he can stay with a pretty quick handler. Darius Garland, one of the best handlers in the league, one of the quickest point guards, and he does all these array of moves, and Chris Boucher just stays there the entire time. And something that, again, you're going to hear this a lot, his frame, his length helps him a lot, especially against smaller guards, because they take 2 steps, and that's like just one slide over for him. So, and even if they get past him, he can probably block the shot with his length, but then he stays with Darius Garland, then he gets the defensive rebound. And again, he's a really timely cutter. He really knows how to play off the ball, and that is important when you're a role player, especially coming to the Celtics, where a lot of his shots are going to be determined for him. It's going to be those catch and shoots. Then it's going to be him hitting passes on cuts, and he really knows how to play that role. Here, we got some ghost flare action by the Raptors. We got Jacoby Walter setting the ghost screen, about to get a flare from Acapulco, but in the corner. As soon as Shea comes over to him, Chris Boucher is gone. He beats Niang for the dunk. And then here we got his length being a factor as a defensive playmaker. He's able to be below the elbow of the free throw line. Ty Jerome is like a couple steps in from the logo, and he's able to reach his arms out, get that steal, and get the dunk. And of course, on occasion, he's able to put the ball on the floor. Here, he's the first screener in the 77 action. He just pops into open space, and he's able to put the ball on the floor. And again, his long arms allow him to finish over small defenders in the paint. And I talked about his offensive rebounding and the corner crashes. Is a perfect example here. He catches Al Horford napping and gets the putback dunk. And this is the perfect example of like some of the only times where he's going to be putting the ball on the ground, which is attacking closeouts, right? A lot of his shots come from catch and shoot. A lot of his threes, come from catch and shoot. I believe like he shot 170 something threes, 150 of his threes were with no dribbles. And when guys are up too close, he of course has the ability to swing through and go to the bucket and get an and one like he does here. And this is just the perfect sequence to showcase his energy and his hustle. Here going against his former teammate Payton Pritchard. Of course, Pritchard is outmatched by a lot in this matchup, but we saw Chris Boucher do this to Evan Mobley, so it's fine. So he runs over again, another corner crash, gets the Raptors another possession. Then again, we got Payton Pritchard still on him. He knows that he's stronger and taller than Payton Pritchard, so he's just gonna move him out the way, gets another offensive rebound, and gets fouled. He's not gonna give you much as a playmaker, but he does know how to make quick decisions. Here makes another one, getting the ball to Jameson Battle. He gets it back. He knocks down the 3. And again, showing super impressive hustle here on the offensive rebound at the free throw line. Is in traffic, contested offensive rebound between Tatum with Al Horford on his sides. And he tries to battle to keep the ball, but he ends up losing it. But just insane hustle by Boucher there. But that is a video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just out there a little bit more. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is Nick. Peace.